Everyone, Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to play in our altered books today. This is the last page that I have in this altered book. Played with some fun stuff: texture paste, gesso, chalk pastels, clear gesso, and focal points. Oh, very, very fun. Thank you for your support on YouTube, comments, likes, dislikes. If you have a dislike, please tell me why you disliked it. That will help me in the future. I appreciate that. All comments, thank you so much for those. The more traffic we have on YouTube, the higher our YouTube channel is, and then people get referred to our channel, so that helps a lot. Thank you for the Patreon supporters. We are just finishing up our July Focal Point Challenge. So all of that has been sent through Patreon. If you haven't seen it on YouTube, it is on Patreon for Premium and Supreme. I try to post those goodies on Facebook as far as one day at a time. Who knows? It's been a crazy month. Serial Nana and Ann Rector, I still have your underpants. Please let me know if you want those. Let me know if you don't want those, and we can pass them on to someone else. I got a beautiful box from H. Hildgard. Hildgard. I hope I'm saying that right. Look at this gorgeous box. This is from Denmark. You have no idea how much I appreciate all the goodies. And there was some money in there. And did I already say Will Be Learned? Will Be Learned sent a lovely donation to our village as well. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for all your support. You know I appreciate it. We're well over 20,000 now, and I am having a blast. So, thank you so much for joining me, and see you on the table. So, this is our project for today. This is actually the last page in this altered book. Texture paste, white gesso, chalk pastels, some sandpaper, the focal point. This is a little bit of an old coffee filter that I put the rubber stamp on. Stabilo, of course. And next we'll be working on the cover. Good morning. Coffee in hand. Sissy's awake. Victoria's still in bed. And some hubby is off to work. I believe this is our final page in this book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fairly large palette knife with my nice gooey texture paste, and I'm going to put texture paste on my page. Gorgeous. Let's let that dry. Alright, the texture paste is almost dry. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint white gesso over the top of it. And let that dry. Alright, I'm grabbing the chalk pastels. Everything's pretty dry. I'll just add some color down here. Put some clear gesso on my workspace. And I'm going to work that color up the page with that clear gesso. Let that dry. Now this is kind of a coral color. Bring this into the top area. Clear gesso, bring that down. Oh, that's pretty. Let that dry. Now we're going to call this ochre. It's really not. It's kind of a gold. and some clear gesso. And we'll let that dry. All right, I'm bringing in my black StazOn, and I'm just going to rub it on the top of those. Get some noise going in there. Jennifer and Tori are in the studio with me. They're being very quiet. You guys want to say hello?
Hello. Hello.
There they are. All right, going to let that dry. Now I've used a heat gun to dry this, which makes it very warm. So I need to let this cool before I dig into it with some sandpaper, coarse sandpaper. So we'll just let that cool off for a minute. All right, I'm going to come in with my sandpaper and just go in there and dig it back up. Dust it off. All right, so it's all nice and sanded and dusted. I'm going to bring that gold back in. A little bit of clear gesso and just work it down the page. The gesso is great for stabilizing that chalk pastel so that it's not dusty, which I really enjoy. Let it dry. I have some ideas, of course. I have a stamp in my StazOn and a very fun, well-loved coffee filter. And then some ideas for a focal point. So let me go ahead and play with these. All right, so I've played with the focal points a little bit. I put the key rubber stamp on here. I think I'm going to glue that across her face, of course. I have a very fun bullet here. I'm going to put this right in her hand. Cover up that pen. Then I'm going to put some Mod Podge on her head back here. And I am going to kind of go by the rays there and let her dry, and then I'll cut her out. I just want some of the rays. We'll wait to put that on until we have her cut out. So I think I'm going to go in here and remove all the lighter color and just leave the darker beams. Then we can see more of the background. So I'm just using an X-Acto on my cutting mat and just removing some of those rays or beams. Look at this focal point. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, I'm going to put Mod Podge on the back of that and put it in our book. So I'm going to wait until it dries, peel the edges off here. What I'm going to do now is put some Mod Podge on the back of that coffee filter and the StazOn key. I don't know how translucent this is going to go, but that's okay. I'm going to put a light coat of Mod Podge over the entire focal point and let it dry. So I cleaned off the edges, and I'm going to bring my Stabilo in, hit around the focal point. Look at that, that's gorgeous. And around the edge of the page. You all know that I am a spit and smudge girl. To new people, this is a Stabilo 8046, and I use it to edge and shadow everything. You can use a damp Q-tip. You can dampen your finger on a sponge. Many ways you can do it. Handsome hubby's in his studio. But I am a good old-fashioned spit and smudge girl. So if that bothers you, you can do it some other way. So there it is. Beautiful. All right, your turn. Go create. Go play. Go have fun.